Hey guys, 23 is number 1 here, back with oh man, stuff for Chunky already. Back with more Donkey Kong 64. Let's play variety. And still finals week, still the same recording, so let's get this shit done. Just making sure there's nothing up here for him, and I can also see down there at the same time. Yep. Note to self, stuff for Tiny in this cave. Hopefully I don't miss another, ow, screw you. Anyway, hopefully I don't miss another, Chunky balloon this time. Okay, stuff for Tiny and Lanky in here. So, note to self, I need to come back through this cave with both Tiny and Lanky. But yes, this time coming through, past level. We have to get stuff for 3 characters, Chunky, Tiny, and Lanky. And since there's a switch barrel, we might as well just go pick that stuff up. There's less stuff for Lanky, so we'll just go ahead and take him back there. Trying to think if there's really anything new, and there's really not. This is the last time that we'll have to backtrack in this game. Unlike Banjo-Tooie, if I did decide to do that, there's a lot of backtracking. But at least with that, there's like a point in the backtracking. And all the levels like connect to each other. Like they all, it makes sense basically. In here, the levels don't connect to each other whatsoever. Once, I think, yeah, you have to... Ooh, I like that music. I didn't remember that music. That was fantastic. I might just put the music up here, so you can hear it really well. That is pretty cool. It's almost like Diddy Kong Racing music, practically. It's pretty nice. Diddy Kong Racing has some good music, too. Okay. Oh, there's I didn't even look at the counter up there. There's only one more enemy in here, so... this is once again one where you don't want to find the finish first. Well, I guess you do, because that means that you can just get back to it, but, I'm not gonna have him walk, that takes away from music. But, yeah. Once again, not too hard. It's, for some reason, the same difficulty as first level stuff, even though we had to have completed the second level by now. Donkey Kong. Oh yeah, like I was saying, in Banjo-Tooie, lots of backtracking, but it does make sense. All the levels intermix. Like, you know, they have passages to other levels, and the passages make sense. It's not just like, oh, yeah, you go here and it connects. And even, like direction... Why did I change to Diddy? Because he's on that originally opened that, I guess. That is my thought process. But, I'm pretty sure even, like, direction-wise, you know, like the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, they connect together in the way that they actually do through the levels. There was a lot of thought process that went through it when making levels, and frankly, I think it's fantastic. Banjo-Tooie is definitely up there for one of my favorite games. Not my favorite game, obviously, but, yeah, so that's my little rant about that. Banjo-Kazooie, obviously the first one in the series, it doesn't... you only have to backtrack once. And that's because you don't have a move to do in the snow level. Spoiler alert, there's a snow level in Banjo-Kazooie. And here is a minigame taking full use of the poor swim and poor hit. Yes. Hit detection. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, the hit detection with some of the items in the game is really, no pun intended, hit or miss. And not so bad swimming around the bottom. But you really have to hit the center of the item that you're trying to get in order to grab it, which I find to be rather annoying. And the last one's in the center game. I guess the swimming's not really that bad in this game. And that's a good thing, considering. Spoiler alert. Yeah, might as well say it. Spoiler alert. The next level is water level. So look forward to that. Never a big fan of water levels in really any game, but it's not horrible in this game. There is still a lot of swimming, and I can't really say the level design is bad, because it's not. It's a pretty well designed level, which all of them are in this game. Actually, in Rare games as a whole, that's one thing that Rare does really well, no matter what they're doing, level design. So I don't know if it really seems like it was the same person through the entire... Oh yeah, that's DK that had a thing over here. It feels like it's the same person throughout the entire Nintendo 64 era. Gold banana. But I don't know for a fact if it was or not, so... But yeah, what we do with this giant X is we ground pound it with Chunky repeatedly, and it opens up this nice little place down here, which we have more than just Chunky stuff down here. So that's always fun. This is kind of very similar to part of the areas that the minecart ride went through in this level. So that's very refreshing. But yeah, with the Nintendo 64 Rare games, I really feel a strong connection between all of them. Especially Banjo Kazooie / Tooie, mainly Banjo Tooie, really. Banjo Tooie and Donkey Kong 64 feel very similar in really just the entire game. Level design, music, and maybe a little bit character design too. I feel like Donkey Kong, the characters are rendered a little more crudely. You can see some shapes that they're made of. And, oh, that's nice, it jumps to the vehicle. That's convenient. And once again, another Kasplat placed conveniently by a giant pit of doom. We'll just mash B until he dies. It's usually the best strategy with those guys. Don't try to get too fancy like I have in the past. But, figured out, or not really figured out, remembered that you can just press Z to get down straight off there. Ooh, man, that just goes pitch black, doesn't it? Ooh, that was a little risky. But, yeah, I feel like they're very similar in level design. Some of like the 2D moss hanging from the ceiling and stuff, and the bats. They really make me think of Diddy Kong. So, not necessarily to say it's a bad thing that all the games are so similar. Rare games, that is, that I'm talking about. And I really shouldn't go up there with Chunky yet, considering we need to bring Tiny up here, but I can't deny bananas. Oh yeah, but, Rare games, I mean, I love them. They're definitely they're all really fantastic, especially the Nintendo 64 ones. But they all feel very similar. Obviously, like, Perfect Dark is an exception, but that's a totally different kind of game. I mean, that fits in more with GoldenEye. So, 007 GoldenEye, obviously, is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to decide if I want to do this character at a time or, like, area at a time, and I think I want to do area. So, we're going to switch to Tiny here. By the way, that's exactly what Tiny sounds like, don't deny it. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I'm going to really critique for a while. I'm not really sure if that's my style. I guess tonight it is. I'm not sure if I've really found a really definite style of my kind of Let's Play. I feel like I've changed since I've started Let's Playing, which I think is for the better, really. Because I don't know. I wasn't really too sure of myself when I first started Let's Playing, and I'm not really entirely certain if I'm sure of myself now. But definitely more than I used to be, especially now that I've been messing more with editing and stuff. I definitely feel better. My controller's rather close to the microphone right now, just because of how I have my setup. So I'm not sure if it's going to be picking up a lot of that. Hopefully it doesn't, but if it does, there's a chunky barrel. If it does, then oh well, not too much of a big deal. However, I also don't feel like editing out because going into detail editing audio is rather annoying. I really wouldn't want to do anything further than like getting rid of an obnoxious sneeze or something along those lines. Because that would be easy, just cut down the volume for the part that I sneeze. But for anything, you know, that's going to be constantly going on the whole time, and while I'm talking at that, I mean, you'd have to actually edit the sound files, and that's just not something that I feel comfortable with, even though I've had to deal with it in my major already, which is computer science, by the way, in case I haven't really mentioned it. But yeah, here's just a little switch puzzle. Once again, if you really want to call it puzzle, it's kind of more of a liberal term, considering it's not really too puzzling. I mean, it's pretty easy to tell what you have to do. Oh, that's weird. The way that you would normally become big again is by trying to get out your gun. And I just tried it here to see what would happen, and of course it brought out my gun. I suppose I thought that was necessary considering there are flying enemies. So, I think that's everything in this little area. God, it just sounds so weird right now. Very calm. Very, I don't even know what you would call it. Just kind of out there, really. Oh, and then we can go below those logs while we're tiny with tiny also. It's kind of annoying. I guess I should really just call it while we're small with tiny, but tiny is definitely the preferred word. But seeing that's her name, that could get very confusing. Oh, and it does a little cutscene, so we don't have to steer into the bananas. That's nice. But yeah, I suppose I could talk about what other Let's Players are doing right now. Cypheron is back and has started a Bomberman Hero Let's Play, which I never played Bomberman Hero. I believe it was just called Bomberman 64. They're both for the Nintendo 64, though, and I'm enjoying it because it's very similar to the Bomberman games that I have played. I've actually only played Bomberman games for the Nintendo 64, so go figure. Not sure why I grabbed that, but... Oh, and they put more stuff for Tiny here. Huh. They put two bananas for Tiny in this little area. I was just gonna leave. It's a good thing I didn't. Use the spin to try to drop us down. Oh man, bullseye. And it seems like I was just saying we were at 60 gold bananas. Dang. We are now at 70. 7 being my favorite number. That's pretty nice. 75 being my second favorite number, I guess. 75 is what I use for everything. I suppose if I really were to choose a second favorite number, though, it'd be 5. Nice and jazzy with the clarinet there. I love it. But, yeah, I guess my second favorite number would be 5. That's the reason why I chose 75 for a lot of my, like, online stuff. For a while I was using, like, Desert Shadow 75, which, I don't know, that's cool, I guess. But now I use Epic Fail, much better name. No, I'm not sure if just these bananas is... Oh, no. There's a giant bonus game a bonus game of epic proportions, if you will. And I think I will jump in. But yeah, so what I use on most of my stuff is epic fail now. Oh, okay. I definitely know this one. I don't think it should be hard for now, but later on, definitely, it gets hard. Z to slow down, B to change lanes. Okay. Yeah, so, or wait. Oh, Z to speed up, B to slow down. Yeah, so the idea here is to change lanes. So, the cart thing doesn't hit you. And we'll go ahead and speed up and just get our asses out of here. Get out of dodge, if you will. Let's speed up just so we can... Yeah, there we go. See, it's not too hard. Later on, though, I think around, like... I don't want to say the name of the place, but later on, that will get much more difficult. Do we really have to... Yeah, we have to climb back up there. Yeah, we're going to call it a video after we grab this banana, so thank you guys for watching, and this has been 23's number 1, and I don't want to end around a lot of enemies. We'll just end right here. This has been 23's number 1 with our boss Chunky, and thank you guys so much again for watching. Ciao!